I ain't scared, I ain't scared, I ain't scared. And if I am scared, I don't act like it, and I don't let fear rule my actions. This video is for you if you keep waiting for the right time to step into your next. Waiting for a bigger audience, some viral video, or waiting until you feel like you know exactly what it is that you're doing. And here's what nobody is telling you. You don't need any of that. I did not have a massive audience when I first started. I did not have a viral moment. I didn't even fully know what it is that I was doing when I stepped into the online space as a digital marketing coach. But within 3 weeks of me having the big cojones of making that decision to transition from course selling to being a coach, I sold my first $3,000 high ticket offer with only 200 followers on Instagram. I'm Karina, and today I run a 5-figure a month coaching business. I have a school community open to the public, and I'm doing YouTube long form, honey, and I'm signing high ticket clients every single week, none of which would exist if I had waited until I felt ready. In this video, I'm walking you through the exact timeline of how I stepped into my next before I had any proof that it would even work, and how you can do the exact same thing. So let's get into the video. So I want to talk about where I actually started and not where you think. 2 years ago, I was just posting online, maybe even 3 years ago, right? 4. I was showing up on my personal page. I really didn't have no strategy. I really didn't have any niche. I was just sharing my life. And about 4 years ago, I built a mobile juice business from the ground up, literally from an idea that God planted inside of my heart. I didn't have any entrepreneur skills. I had real grit, like just showing up and people wanting to hear my story and wanting to take part in the business that I had. And that's how it began to flourish. I had no online following, and I built my page from like 0 to like 900 followers. That's good enough for me, because at that moment in time, I was just selling to friends and family and people that I would meet online. I had my baby, and then I put that business on pause, right? Life doesn't stop for your goals though, honey. Let me tell you, and that's okay. So I resurrected that juice business from the ground at about 6 months postpartum. And the point of me saying this is that starting over is still starting. And I want to talk about the pivot that nobody talks about. Deciding that I needed to do more for my daughter was the biggest reason. And that's the why that shifted me. And that's what made me push to try something new. So I jumped into TikTok Shop. I gave it 30 days, and I realized that little crumb snatching $125 wasn't enough. And I felt like it wasn't the right fit. And I walked away without any shame, because I give everything my all. And I said, oh no, I can't do this with my job too. This is just too much trying on different things. I don't even like these products. Right? So I moved into digital course selling next. And this is the pivot that actually worked. And there's a point that I want to make, that not every move will be the one, but the goal is to keep moving, not to necessarily get it right the very first time. Hitting a plateau is actually a signal, not a stop sign. So I made me a good 4 figures a month in just 60 days. I made $4,000 one month, $5,000 another, something like that, selling digital marketing courses. I was on TikTok Live. I was selling through my stories. I was selling through the DMs. I was getting to the bag, honey, okay? And this is real momentum, and it's real proof that this was actually working for me. But you never know until you try, okay? But then I hit a plateau, right? At that 90-day mark. The income stalled, my growth stalled, and I said, uh-oh. But instead of staying stuck, I decided that it was time to build something bigger, a personal brand. So what are you saying, Karina? I'm saying that a plateau means that it's time to level up your identity and your offer. It's not time to quit. Why did I make the leap into coaching? Well, I realized that I already knew the basics. I knew how to make money online. I knew how to showcase myself through content and messaging. And I recognized that I was good at something worth teaching. okay? Even without a big resume. And I decided to help others achieve success using their story, using their gifts, and using their talent. Because basically, I lived that. So I want to eradicate that limiting belief that you need to be the top 1% expert. You just need to be 1 or 2 steps ahead with a real result. By the way, if you're realizing that you need help with actually stepping into your next, turning your story, your gifts, and your talents into a high-ticket offer instead of waiting until you feel ready, that's exactly what I help you do inside of the Sunshine Brand System. For coaches and entrepreneurs who are ready to build a brand and a business that people trust and pay for. So go ahead and click the first link that's in the description for us to hop on a free strategy call. And let's talk about where you're at and what's actually possible for you next. All right, now let's continue. I want to talk about how I wasn't really confident 100%, but I moved anyway. So we already know that I wasn't 100% confident when I stepped into coaching. That's the truth, and it's not a highlight reel. I wasn't 100% ready either. But readiness is a feeling, not a requirement. So I moved anyway. That's one of the things that I can attribute my success to because I just went ahead and started. I said, look, I'm going to figure this out one way or another. I've gone through addiction. I've gone through recovery. I've gone through Crohn's. I've gone through an MS diagnosis, honey. Just show me the roadmap and I'm going to make it do what it do, baby. And I moved anyway because waiting for confidence to show up first keeps you stuck in the same place. And confidence is built by you moving. And it's not the reason for you to get to moving. You need to move before you feel ready because the confidence is going to come later on down the road. Probably a lot sooner than you can imagine. So I know you're already thinking, let's hear about this $3,000 sale with 200 followers. I'm intrigued. Well, so am I. So I'm going to rehash everything and go back down memory lane just for you. So within 3 weeks of stepping into coaching, I sold my first high-ticket offer for $3,000. I had only 200 followers on Instagram at the time, proof that audience size is not the prerequisite. This was not luck. There was no tooth fairy that tapped me on my shoulder and said, Karina, it's your time. It was the direct result of finally being visible instead of waiting to be seen enough. So I want to let you know that your first high-ticket client is a lot closer than you think. And it has nothing to do with your follower count. I always tell people that you just got to get to moving. You just got to get in the right places, in the right rooms with the right people. And literally you have, I'm going to just quote my coach right here, you have 4 to 5 figures that's right in your follower count. Okay, somebody has been watching you time and time again, whether through your life, through your journey online, and saying, you know what, I wish she had something. I wish she had an offer. I wish she had something that I can glean from or some service or some type of transformational program. And they're waiting for you. Now I want to talk about what would have never existed if I had waited. I would not have a 5-figure a month coaching business. I would not have a school community that's open to the public for people to learn and grow with me. I would not be doing YouTube long form content or signing high ticket clients every single week. And I want to talk about this limiting belief that you have to have more in order for you to start and how much that is a lie from the pit of hell. Your next is available right now. So here's what I want you to walk away with, all right? You do not need a bigger audience or a viral moment or a perfect plan to step into your next. I have built a 5-figure a month coaching business, a public community, and a consistent client pipeline, starting with 200 followers and a decision to move before I even felt ready. So if you're ready to stop waiting for permission and want help turning your story and your gifts into a real high-ticket offer, go check the first link in the description right now and book your free call with me. And let's map out exactly what stepping into your next looks like for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because you do not want to miss what's coming next. Honey, I got some things in store. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Mwah.